So I'm in Little India right now in Malaysia, and you can see a sign over here because to my left there are multiple temples, and that's why it's quite busy right now. One of them over here is the Hanuman temple, which I believe is one of the monkey gods. And when I first came to Southeast Asia, I knew nothing about Buddhism or Hinduism, and there's quite a bit of overlap, by the way. And it's just to have context. Ultimately, it's a story. Typically, somebody is saving somebody else. Train right there. Almost every major city in Asia has a public transportation, unlike good ones, unlike the United States. But getting back to Malaysia, it's quite diverse, and ultimately people do try to understand each other here. And you just have to remember these are all stories. And if you're an expert, you could tell somebody else the exact story, but almost all the stories work out where you're saving somebody from injustice. And then in the process of doing so, teaching a moral lesson, preferably to children, and when they grow up they can kind of remember it in the same way that you remember spending time with your parents and so on and so forth. And so you can look down on it, you can say it's not useful anymore. Behind me, to my right shoulder, over my right shoulder, is the tallest building I think in Malaysia and possibly in Southeast Asia. So which one is more powerful? I mean, a building that might change over time, and there's a lot of scientific engineering that goes into it. I'm sure there's a telecommunications aspect to it. But, in the end, I've seen a lot of buildings, they come and go. But these stories that people tell each other, if you're able to put it in context and you're able to connect it to the thread of humanity that runs through the world today, especially if you're able to connect Buddhism and Hinduism together, and if you have that sort of knowledge, then there is a debate about, which really is more important.